So, we got a bigger leak, a more important one than Feain changes, because as I have been saying since like V1, V2 Feain, this guy is 100% being balanced around his best in slot support. So whatever they're deciding to do with him right now is obviously being balanced around Cerydra, right? And a lot of people gave me hate for this, and I can understand why. Now, yes, the double turns that Cerydra gives have been thrown out the fucking window, right? That has been thrown out the fucking window. I was wrong. But the new leak is that Cerydra will make a character trigger their skill twice, but the second time will be automatic without consuming skill points. And that is being referred to in this leak as basically the same thing as Anoxa. You know when Anoxa has 5 weaknesses on an enemy, and then basics or skills, and then does a free skill? Basically that, right? So they are saying that she can basically make any, skill-based character do an action for their skill twice in a row. Now, I do think this will have a drawback of only having a 1-turn uptime, because if not, I think Anoxa would be the strongest DPS in the game by like a fucking mile, right? So this would 100% have to like be balanced around being a 1-turn buff, right? And oh, look who we have here. A character who can take full advantage of 1-turn buffs in his ult, right? So, how exactly would this new change for Cerydra translate into Feinon's gameplay? Well, that's why I'm making this video for you guys, right? I already wrote down the ult rotation for Feinon myself, right? So, here we have, he begins with 7 stacks and does 2 meteors. Next, he has 3 stacks and he does a counter. Hopefully 3 mobs are still alive after those 2 meteors, so he can get enough for this rotation, right? So then he has 6 stacks, he does 2 meteors again. Then he's at 2 stacks, probably a basic, because let's all be honest, most things in this game would die to 4 meteors. Next, it's 4 stacks that he gets back from the basic, and now another 2 meteors, right? This guy's fucking Madara. Then we go to 0 stacks, likely counter or basic, 3 stacks, counter or basic, finisher, right? So in total, this is 6 meteors, 1 counter, and 3 basics, right? That's what this is. There's also a finisher, right? The finisher does do damage based on, I think, Feinon's total damage done. So there's also that. That counts as another move. So 6 meteors is the exact same amount of meteors you would have gotten if Cerydra gave double turns just blatantly, right? So it's not as good as double turns because of the fact that you're missing out on some counters and basics, but it's still very, very solid. And to be honest, I think all of us can agree, Feinon getting double turns would have just completely power crept every other DPS in the game. It wouldn't have been fucking close, right? So, now I want to talk about E2S1 Feain. Now, the reason I want to talk about E2S1 Feain is because this further proves that they have been balancing Feain around Cerydra for a long time now. Now, what do I mean by this? Feinon's E2 gives him an extra turn every time specifically he consumes 4 Scourge stacks. It's not only when he does a meteor, he needs to consume these 4 Scourge stacks. So, this means he cannot get an extra turn from Cerydra. It perfectly synergizes with her because you do a meteor, you consume the stacks, then Cerydra makes you do another meteor, but that second meteor did not consume stacks. So you're not going to get another extra turn out of that, right? So, what can an E2S1 Feain do in 3 mob content? Well, let's see. 7 stacks, 2 meteors. This is 1 turn. 3 stacks counter, still 1 turn because this is an extra turn from his E2. 6 stacks, 2 meteors, second turn. 2 stacks basic, still second turn. 4 stacks, 2 meteors, 3 turns. 0 stacks basic, 3 turns. 2 stacks basic, 4 turns. 4 stacks meteor twice, 5 turns. 0 stacks basic, 5 turns. 2 stacks basic, 6 turns. 4 stacks, 2 meteors again. 0 stacks basic, 7 turn finisher. E2S1 Feain with Cerydra can get 10 meteors, 6 basics, 1 counter, and a finisher. Are we fucking serious, man? Holy fuck. I've been seeing a bunch of people whining about his Eidolons not looking all that good. But holy shit, this Cerydra synergy makes his Eidolons, or specifically his E2, right, just completely fucking busted. So, yeah, he goes from doing 6 meteors at E0 to doing 10 meteors at E2. You know, W, right? Player friendly. Next, we go into AoE content. I don't think I really need to, say the rotation here for you guys. He's gonna get an extra turn every single other turn, right? That's how this works in AoE. He does counters, he gets max stacks again, then he meteors, right? And because of the way the E2 works, he obviously, does meteors literally for every turn countdown he has. So before Cerydra, it would have been like 7 meteors. Now it's 14 meteors for E2S1 Feain. 7 counters and 1 finisher. Oh my fucking god. Right. Now, I know I said, sorry, I know this sounds really broken, and to be honest, it fucking is, but this is only at E2. I think his E0 is actually pretty well balanced, and will probably make him Cassie level with Cerydra. It's just specifically this E2 synergy that is the most gross shit I have ever fucking seen in my life. So for people who may have been falling for the doom posting for his Eidolons, it seems the reason that they didn't allow you to, get up to 8 stacks is because he would have been doing even more than 14 fucking meteors. He would have been doing more than 10 meteors and 3 mob content, right? So I genuinely thank the high heavens that they didn't give his ass 8 stacks, because holy fuck, he would have just absolutely demolished the rest of the cast, right? So that's the new leak we have with Cerydra. She triggers a character's skill a second time without it consuming skill points, or in Feain's case, Scourge stacks, right? And in my opinion, even though it's not confirmed, something like this 100% needs to be a 1 turn duration buff, and the only way you can get it to 2 turn is through a high value Eidolon, like E2 or E6, right? Most likely E6, because it'd just be way too broken, right? So yeah, that's all I have to say for you guys. Love you all. Have a great day. Have a great night. Feain is looking insanely promising with Cerydra, and that E2 synergy specifically with Cerydra is looking illegal. How the fuck? I can't wait for Cerydra's beta to start, right? Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out.